We've all been there, right? Staring at a chart, totally frozen, not knowing when to jump in, where to set your stop, or, when to actually take your profits. Well, today, we're digging into an all-in-one trading tool that's designed to solve that whole mess with a single, clear signal. We're going to break down one really powerful trade to see if it actually delivers.
So, here's the game plan. We'll start with the trader's dilemma, that chaos we all face. Then, I'll introduce this different kind of tool built to fix it. After that, we'll walk through a real trade, step by step, dig into the numbers behind it, and finally, talk about what this all might mean for the future of trading.
All right, first things first. Let's really nail down the core problem that a tool like this is trying to solve. I like to call it the trader's dilemma.
I mean, think about it. The market is just this constant storm of information, right? Conflicting signals, noise everywhere. And in the middle of all that, how do you find that one moment of absolute clarity? The signal that doesn't just say go, but also tells you, hey, here's your escape hatch if you're wrong, and here's exactly where to cash out if you're right. That's really the holy grail, isn't it?
And that's where this tool we're looking at today comes in. It's a system that was specifically built from the ground up to answer all three of those crucial questions in a single all-in-one shot.
So what exactly is it? It's a proprietary indicator called the hybrid indicator, developed in-house by TA Boss. And what it does is pretty clever. It takes elements from two really powerful concepts. VWAP, that's the volume-weighted average price, and EMAs, or exponential moving averages. And it fuses them together to create one comprehensive trading signal.
And here's how it pulls off that all-in-one promise. It doesn't just give you a vague buy or sell. No, it gives you the entire playbook. You get a clear directional bias. It explicitly defines your stop loss so your risk is locked in from the get-go, and it even lays out multiple profit targets for you. The key here is that the risk management isn't some extra step you have to figure out. It's literally built right into the signal itself. Okay, so that all sounds great on paper, right? But how does it actually perform when there's real money on the line? Let's dissect a trade piece by piece and see this tool in action.
And there it is. A buy signal pops up. But look closer. It's so much more than that. Instantly, the entire trade is mapped out for us. We've got our entry point at 1768. Our absolute max risk is defined down at 321, and our profit targets are all laid out ahead of time. The whole decision-making process just compressed into one single moment.
Now just watch what happens. Within a matter of minutes, the price just explodes higher with incredible momentum. It completely blows past that first profit target at 6111. This isn't some slow grind. It is a powerful, explosive move that immediately gives you confidence in the signal.
Now, after a huge move like that, you'd expect a little breather, a bit of a pullback, and we get one. But look where the price holds. It stays strong, well above our entry. This little pause, this consolidation, is a classic sign of strength. It tells us the buyers are still firmly in control.
And that strength absolutely pays off. The price launches again for one last push, and boom, it hits the full TP, the final take profit target at 90.06. And that's a wrap. A picture-perfect trade, executed from start to finish exactly according to the system's predefined plan.
So, the trade was obviously a huge success. But why was it a great trade? See, the answer isn't just that it went up. The answer is in the simple, powerful math of risk versus reward. Let's just lay the raw numbers out on the table. We got in at 1768. Our maximum defined risk, the most we could possibly lose, was $3.21. And our potential profit, the full target, was $90.06. In trading, these three numbers, they're everything.
You know, there's a saying that just hits the nail on the head. A great trade isn't just about being right. It's about how much you stand to make when you're right versus how little you lose when you're wrong. That's what separates the pros from the amateurs, and it's the only real path to long-term profitability.
And here's the kicker. The risk-to-reward ratio on this one trade was more than 5 to 1. Let that sink in. You were risking $1 to potentially make more than 5. That is a massive edge. With odds like that, you can actually be wrong several times in a row, and a single win like this can still put you way out in front.
And to really put this into perspective, think about a classic strategy, maybe like a 10-20 EMA cross. Sure, it'll give you an entry signal, but that's it. Where's your stop? Where do you take profit? That's all on you to figure out in the heat of the moment. This all-in-one tool integrates all three pieces, which is why the source material claims it has historically outperformed those more basic strategies.
So what's the big picture here? Let's zoom out for a second and think about what this type of tool really implies for the future of trading. The core idea is just incredibly powerful. By building the entire risk and reward plan directly into the trading signal itself, these kinds of systems are aiming to defeat the two biggest enemies of any trader: fear-driven emotions and gut-feel guesswork. The ultimate goal is to make profitable trading a much more systematic, less emotional, and repeatable process.
And that leaves us with a final and, I think, fascinating question. As our trading tools continue to get smarter, more integrated, more automated, what happens to our role? How does the fundamental job of the human trader evolve? Do we become less of a button pusher and more of a system manager? That's a question we're all going to have to answer in the next decade.